Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. You're fired up with comments for today's fifth host with our fabulous guest, Miss Jessica. She was invited to a local middle school as a guest speaker to talk about literacy and her career. Some parents were furious. They say drag is a form of adult entertainment. And before we get to your comments, we just want to welcome our fabulous guest, Miss Jessica, right here. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, before we get to all the all the comments here, what is a term you use to identify with what you do?
I'm a drag entertainer. So what does that mean? That means that I am going to be on this big spectrum from masculine to feminine, anything in between, and do some sort of performance art for you, whether that's singing live, lip syncing, dancing, comedy, live, anything. So,
okay, so is drag queen appropriate?
Drag queen for me is appropriate, yes.
Perfect.
But not for everybody.
Not for everybody, because you're going to have drag queens, you're going to have drag kings, you're going to have AFAB entertainers, assigned female at birth entertainers, you're going to have hyper queens, you're going to have so many entertainers that don't want to identify non-binary entertainers. There's so much out there that just asking is the best option, like you did. So.
Right. Okay, perfect. And you don't typically entertain children, but you have something that resonates with the children that you were speaking to or here in Colorado.
Yeah, I would say that it's not common to see a lot of kids at drag events, but there are a lot of events that you're privileged to have kids in the audience. So a lot of university shows, a lot of there are select few all ages show. I got to do a drag queen bingo for an elementary school once. So there are a lot of opportunities that other schools are trying to bring in diversity and allow for a different conversation to happen. But it's not typical to see kids most of the time.
All right, absolutely. So there's been a lot of pushback from you being at this event, and there's a lot of people who have comments from our DBL Nation. We're going to get right to those. Erica, why don't you kick it off?
Well, Unicorn from Instagram says, I'd be entirely more appalled if a career politician spoke. Unicorn, I appreciate that. I do want to clarify, though, because I think a lot of people are saying that she's an adult entertainer, and I believe she's an entertainer who happens to be an adult, and those are two different things. So the fact that there aren't kids in the audience may be more about the venue, not about the performance.
Absolutely. The reason that we have that is there are liquor licenses and things like that that require venues to have only a certain age group in there. Before 7 o'clock, most venues can have, so if you go to Hamburger Mary's, you can come to a drag queen brunch as a kid, as long as you have the understanding that you're with a parent and that you understand that there might be some risque language and whatnot. So that's kind of up to the parent to decide where that falls into play. When I go into somebody else's environment, like a school, I immediately cut off my last name. I don't use my last name because it's not appropriate. I change my language and how I'm speaking to people or to the kids, and I kind of let them guide the conversation where they would like to learn what they want to learn.
Awesome.
Ryan from Facebook says, the adult entertainment industry is not the type of career normal, loving parents hope to see their children get into. Wow, Ryan, that makes me so mad that you say that. She's not an adult entertainer. She's someone who's doing an incredible job, who's so entertaining. And if you came into my school when I was little, I'd have thought you were the most beautiful thing, and I still do now. And I'd have loved to see that you can do anything and be anyone and be this beautiful character and bring so much happiness.
Yeah, and what I've been telling parents and what I've been saying to a lot of people that have had pushback, because I've been looking at the comments for the last 24 hours, just about, oh, this is inappropriate, this is not okay. And my first response is, well, what if I was just an actress in a Broadway musical and I decided to come in my costume for that musical? How would you direct? Well, that's okay. Well, why is that okay? And having that kind of conversation with those parents. It was basically me separating the Jessica attitude out of me going to that middle school and just giving what is the best part about drag culture is seeing the fabulous outfits and hair and the looks that you get to put together, and the makeup's part of what we do. And I think that's really a big reason why we want to go and show that. And it's not
for the children.
Exactly.
Well, I'm sure DBL Nation has a lot more questions. I know we do. We'll talk about it in a break. Tune in to Facebook and YouTube. We'll be talking to Miss Jessica. DBL is a live show. We cover breaking news as soon as it happens, so keep it right here. Coming up.